We started with a day of travel.
We traveled. Reesney thought that Brandy might be the wife he's running from. By the way, what are Reesney's pronouns? I've heard us use both. He, him? Okay, because I've heard you use they.
Yeah. I mean, yeah, I just do that in general.
While the party was traveling, Reesney was acting shifty and weird and suspicious around or towards Brandy, and in confronting that with the group, it was because Reesney seemed to think that there was a possibility that Brandy was in fact his wife that he is currently running from. She is not. It is just someone who looks remarkably similar to Brandy in some capacity that he did not elaborate on.
I feel like he might have shared like a mental image of what she looks like. He can do that. He can send images telepathically.
Going forward with that, the party was still kind of shaken up, licking their wounds from the experience that was the Bahir fight. And then our talk with Falgren, that was also the last session, right?
Who?
Falgren? Not Falgren.
Oh,
Faring.
Not
That was
Faring,
last session, right? But,
Erathis.
Yes.
I just edited that section.
Yes. After for the night on one of our days of travel that had been uneventful up to that point, the three of us who had experienced and known Faring were pulled into this strange communal dream where we were able to communicate with Erathis, who we now know is the true, quote-unquote, true identity / form of Faring since his passing on, where it was shared that Erathis does not recognize us, but he does still harbor some sort of strong attachment to us through Faring's memories, even though that is a personality that's not really there anymore. And it was enjoyable and somewhat brought a degree of closure to the party, or at least on Brandy's case, to have this conversation with Faring / Erathis, to know that there is some part of him kind of still there to let these feelings and memories linger on. After that, there was, I believe, another rather uneventful day of travel before another night's rest, where Aelin was like, let me just do something real quick, and try to remove the curse from his sword. Goes very poorly. Hammerfell is right there, immediately revives him, and there is some discussion, arguing of that amongst the group. After that settles down, Brandy pulled Aelin aside and strongly encouraged him to refrain from making this more difficult on Saliva than it already is / will be.
All right. So
I'm making the meme right now. Hold on.
Okay, is today the 30?
I'm making it again though.
Or is it the first?
You haven't.
It won't load.
You've not completed
Exaltor calendar.
Okay.
You have not completed your
Yeah, it's still the night.
long rest.
Okay.
Yeah.
So it's still the 36th, but we're just back at camp.
Are Brandy and Aelin still in the forest?
Brandy returns to camp, probably followed by Aelin like 2 minutes later.
Solara is getting ready for bed. Like, I mean, I don't think they really do the whole pajamas thing when they're traveling, do they? But she's like winding down for the night. I'm also gonna glance over at Reesney talking to his doll every so often. I'm curious, but I'm too tired to ask.
You never hear Kurt say anything.
I figured.
Yeah.
Hammerfell's probably hanging out by the just the campsite, taking inventory and looking into his coin pouch.
Aelin is beginning his trance.
He just goes right to sleep. That's weird. Instead of trying to sacrifice his health to keep watch or something, I'm suspicious.
No, he's going to sleep so he can be the only one to keep watch.
I'll take first watch. Because I thought we were going to bed anyway.
I don't believe it's bedtime yet, but if you'd like to go to bed.
No, I'm gonna just write in my notebook and try to calm down. Look over at Aelin every so often just to make sure he's still alive.
I hate to ask this, but certain.
Are you alright?
Yes, of course. Certain spells that I require that might be needed to keep those of us living. They require quite costly material components. I'm afraid that
The spell that you've brought us back to life twice with, you need components, of course. What do you need?
Well, I am capable of crafting such components through worship, but I require raw materials in the form of precious metals. If anyone has any coins.
That's not a problem at all. Do you need a specific coin?
Just quite a large sum, I'm afraid. Somewhere around.
Does it only work with gold, or something equivalent to gold?
Something equivalent would help as well. Yes.
Oh,
However, the more precious.
no problem. I'm gonna give him 90 pieces of the platinum that I got in the letter from Alwarin. Wait, did he tell me how much? I know how much, just Solera.
He did not say how much, but that is quite a large amount.
How much of the precious metal do you need? I just have the coins out.
Oh well, I need 300 gold pieces worth of precious metals, but I can craft multiple gems with this.
Not a problem. And I give him the 90 platinum. That should be enough for 3 then?
I believe so. Yes, thank you very much. Once again, I hate
I'm
to
happy
ask.
to help further if you need it. You've saved us with it, so
Yes, thank you.
thank you.
I will get on this right away.
I don't know what we'd do without you here.
Well, I hate to see
Well,
that.
I do know
outcome.
we would be dead.
Brandy cries in the corner. She can also cast a spell. just happens
Sir Herondal is
happens
the
to
one
not
who's
have
done it,
cast it
though.
yet.
How do you make these gems? Do you transmute the metal into crystal stone? Gems are stone.
Normally it would only be a process of forging something, turning some metal into other metal, along with some additional extremities, like the wooden hilt of a weapon. But well, the power of a friendly god might be able to assist that. Like looks at the ring in his hand.
He gives you some of his power to do it?
But normally I draw my power exclusively from Bjorn, but this is different. This is the god of creation and invention that allows me to create, objects I would never be able to before.
The god
Normally
of
gemstones
invention?
are far. Yes.
Do you also worship Arathis?
No, I do not, but our close encounter with her was quite enlightening.
That's fascinating. I wish we all had access to the knowledge of the gods. I suppose it's not really something for mortal minds, but I can't help but wonder what secrets might lie out there.
Yes, always more to learn.
I'm gonna settle into my bedroll with one of my books.
Oh, Sir Hammerfell.
Oh, yes, of course, Rosie. What do you need?
You were asking for gold. If it's to help us be safe, here. And offer. He'll reach into a fairly thick sum of coin purse and pull out. He'll give you 300 gold pieces. Here you go.
Ooh.
Just casually give you 300 gold pieces.
Good.
Never gonna die.
And then Herrenfeld dies. And then it's bad news.
And then Brandy
No, we
casts
just get
it.
the gems off your bodies.
Yeah.
We have a backup. Brandy and Hammerfell die. We lose.
Then it's bad news.
We all need to just learn this spell because we all keep dying.
Thank you very much. I will. I should hope that we do not have to use it.
All right. If there's anything else I could do to be of help, let me know.
Oh yes, of course, I will. Be sure to let you know.
He'll go back to bed and lay down.
Very nice.
I will do
Honk shoe.
rituals. It's. You said it's not exactly bedtime yet.
Not necessarily. No, you probably got about 2 hours before that.
All right. I will do channel divinity to make a diamond.
All right.
And then I'm going to do a second channel divinity, so I can do 2 per short rest now.
Yeah.
Let's go.
To create something else with my own gold. I'm not taking from the diamond fund.
Or are you?
Diamond Fund.
I'm not.
Or
Could be.
are you?
Over the course of this time, Herrenfeld thinks, oh, pretty interesting. I shall have to consult you all. And I will do the ritual to create a kind of like this silvery like wire representation of Bjorn. It's all made out of silver coins. It's 25 gold pieces worth of it. And then I'm gonna cast divination.
Ah. All right. Were you performing the ritual to do so? Quote unquote ritual, I should say.
Yeah, it's just in front of the by the campfire. You know, it's not a secret.
All right. Are you performing it as a ritual? Want to save spell slot?
Is it a
No.
ritual?
Yeah, it is.
Oh shit!
It's just that if you
Yeah.
cast it 2 or more
Yeah, of
times
course.
before you finish a long rest, there's a cumulative 25% chance that each
Alright.
time you get a random reading.
You put this random, kind of unartistically, but best attempt made out in front of you, and you just see just tiny sparks beginning to arc between the different points upon it.
I will go and retrieve the kind of broken ass halberd from Francis,
All right.
and sit down in front of the this effigy.
All right.
And I get to ask a single question concerning a specific goal, event, or activity within the next 7 days. The
Mhm.
must offer a truthful reply. It can be a short phrase, a cryptic rhyme, or an omen.
Yep.
Spell doesn't take any account. All right, and I'm there's no like word limit on this question, but I will ask. Does this axe and its previous dryad inhabitant have anything to do with the broken and mangled tree that we saw earlier on the road?
Alright. You see as the lightning begins to arc more intensely to the point where it begins sort of like sparking off in different direction, and it actually hits you in the chest and it spreads throughout your body, and you have a strong instinct within you that points to it being yes.
Alright. At that, this wire mesh creation begins to melt away and disintegrate because it is consumed by the spell.
Sad.
Whoa! Reason just like the kid from The Incredibles, just like, that was totally wicked. Oh, you do lightning too?
Yes, well, Fiona is a god of storms. I do not.
Well,
exactly
not all
exhibit
storms have
such
lightning.
things. I guess that is true, but he likes to represent himself with such powerful, creations of nature.
Of course. I knew it, but didn't get to show off as much since dragon lightning thing.
Yes, it seemed quite adept at the electrical.
I figure if you can spit lightning, you probably can eat it. So,
Probably.
though I fought some of their babies and they are resistant or immune.
Plugging my Bahir
So
into
I
the wall to
kinda
charge it like a phone.
They lap up the electricity like water. Okay, good night. And then they retreat back into their tent. Hear the 10 minutes of humming and hawing about prayers and stuff, and then see lightning. And then just, that was cool. Leave.
I'm gonna watch this. Have I ever seen, like, does the whole lightning thing seem normal for someone who uses exclusively arcane power but is just religious?
You're asking me,
Yes.
I assume?
Yes. Is this something that I would see as normal?
Lightning isn't something for someone who is exclusively arcane. It is granted by many different types of magic, mainly from those who either support some sort of god of storms or electricity or lightning, or if an arcane caster decides to focus into that particular area.
So it might just be like a wizard thing. If I were trying to think about the source of Reesney's magic.
Say a lot of Reesney's magic seems unique to you. Not a lot of things that you've seen within your classes.
It's, I think, like, the fundamental thing you would notice is he doesn't do incantations. Like, there's no verbal components to any of his spells. Unless they're being cast from the staff. They all just involve him either moving or, in game terms, somatic components, but nothing else.
The staff he stole from his wife?
The staff does use verbal components, but they seem to be command words for different spells.
Okay. And it's the staff he said that he took when he left.
Yep.
Okay, cool, thank you.
No problem.
I'm not going to say anything about it, I'm just watching.
Alright.
Brandy's
Anyone?
gonna set up the dome
Alright.
and set up her bedroll next to Solyra, so that when she's sleeping, she's kind of leaning against her.
Cute.
Alright.
Does my tent fit in here?
No.
Probably not.
Oh no! It's a tent. It's a 2-person tent. It's not that big. My
The
room's
dome,
like 10 by
the
10. You
dome
could
is
fit
a tent
fit
in itself.
tent in here.
It's a better tent.
You
can see outside.
I'm gonna sleep in my tent.
All right.
You jettison my gift.
I reject your reality and substitute my own.
Unless the dome was set up around Aelin, which I doubt it was, he is also excluded. As
No. I would make
As he
sure
took
that
his-
he is
he
sheltered.
started- well, he started taking his long rest as soon as he got back to camp, whereas stayed up for a couple more hours.
Yeah, I wouldn't. I don't know why you assumed. You were like, unless you put it up, Aelin. I assume you don't. I don't know why that's your assumption.
Aelin's getting in there.
Is he, like, far
Reason will
away
be in there for
from
when
the
it's
camp?
formed, so he can come. So I have like the quote unquote key to the room, but he's gonna sleep in his tent outside. He's comfy.
If you're setting it up around Aelin, it will be set up around Aelin. It's not too big of an issue. All right, sounds good.
I'm just gonna be outside my tent.
Brandy's just showing Aelin that she
I'm not gonna
means
die,
business.
guys. I'm totally not gonna die now.
I will leave you to die of
All
exposure.
right, don't you-
Aelin
don't you-
reveal.
Don't you fucking die. Leaves him outside of the magic dome.
As 3 more Behirs suddenly.
Damn it! Damn it! Damn it! Damn it!
No.
They lurk.
I cast command word no.
I cast anti.
Power word no.
You're taking 4 hours of watch?
Me? Yes.
Silira?
Yes.
Halfway through your watch, Aelin's long rest will complete.
Oh. Okay, cool.
Aelin's long rest is complete. He will turn to you and say, "Right, I'm feeling fit as a fiddle if you would like to end your shift early."
It's only been Alright. Does he, in fact, look fit as a fiddle?
Make a perception check.
It's been a rough day
How
for
fit is
Aelin.
his fiddle?
I don't think he plays... Does he? I think Mom made us both play instruments, but I don't know what Aelin played. Perception... Perception... Oh! That's a dirty 20.
Viewing everything from the outside, or not, viewing like his face and all visible aspects of him, he seems fairly healthy. Seems a lot less exhausted than a couple of the days prior.
Oh, that's so good. Well, wake me if you need anything.
Really.
Before you go.
Yeah, I go lie down on my bedroll and rest my head against Brandy's arm.
Sounds good. Everyone,
Yes.
at differing points, but somewhere throughout your night's rest, you will all have your consciousness pulled away from the normal dreams that you may or may not have on a nightly basis. Your eyes open from the perspective of someone upon an operating table. Though your reactions may be one of fight or flight at first, it seems the mind of the owners of the eyes you're looking through, the mind appears to be at rest. There is a sense of purpose about what they are doing here. There is a conversation between this individual and a would-be operator that is holding various chalks of differing colors. Within the room, there are bottles filled with many different colors of liquid. The operator draws an indiscernible symbol on the chest of this individual, at least from this angle, before you lose some sort of connection and the scene fades to black.
What do they draw the symbol with?
Chalk. At least it appears
Oh,
to be chalk.
okay. Not like carving it into their chest or anything.
No.
complete a long rest, though, Smile?
You all gain the benefits of a long rest.
Goodbye, exhaustion.
Yay!
Oh.
And you wake
Oh, I
up.
forgot to cover my level of exhaustion. There we go.
And find yourselves on a fairly cloudy day. However, Aelin appears to be standing and stretching as if getting ready for the day.
Good morning.
Oh, yes. Good morning.
Morning.
The symbol that was drawn on the dream person's chest, is it the one we've seen in the ruins?
You cannot see it from your
Oh, okay.
angle.
Could I feel it?
You cannot.
What? Was I also paralyzed? Okay. I'm gonna start packing up my stuff.
I was
All right.
doing the usual stuff to get ready. Back and everything up.
All
Ready,
right.
we'll start cooking a breakfast.
Sounds good.
We're doing a sausage, cheese, and green onion frittata.
Very nice.
Totally not googling what a frittata is.
It's pretty good.
Yeah, it's like it's
It's like
Basically-
pizza made of egg. I see.
An egg
I-
pizza.
Or a cake.
that's a weird way to describe it, but sure.
Egg-based Italian dish. Omelet. Or crust quiche or scrambled eggs.
Brandy,
You'll
have you
gain
ever
5
thought
temporary
about...
hit points.
Oh, that's cool.
Brandy, have you ever
How
thought
many was
about,
that?
5.
5.
Brandy, have you ever thought about, studying culinary history?
Can't say that that thought has ever crossed my mind, no, but that might be interesting.
I've never looked much into it, but... I don't know. I suppose I just wonder where things come from, so... I didn't know if you'd had the same thought.
Well, I can say the curiosity comes from time to time, but never thought to explore it any further. But I suppose when free time is allotted, I could take that into thought.
It's so tasty.
Thank you, Reasoning.
He just smiles. He is Kirby breathing it in. It's so good. He's eating it so fast. Chokes a little bit, but it's fine.
It's interesting that more than half of our group is proficient with lightning magic.
It's a little weird.
What?
It's a little weird. Sorry, I had. It is weird. I just think it's neat.
Just in your case?
And
Celera looks vaguely grossed out by Reesney's presumably talking with his mouth full.
he was, and then swallowed, and then is no longer anymore.
Celera looks like...
It's
She's still smiling, though.
it's like the cringe smile.
Interesting.
I was born with mine for the most part.
I'm not sure how mine is, but I just do it.
That's true. Once when I was a
That's
child... Have you ever worn particularly thick socks and then walked on softer ground to... I don't know why, but it makes something of a spark, a shock, if you touch something on someone.
I don't need socks for that. That happens.
No, it's
I
a.
remember that used to bother me as a kid. I thought you were mocking me.
I wasn't. I just wanted to be like you.
Well, it's flattering. But it is a bit strange how all of us have come together. Most of us have lightning abilities, at least, he puts out as just the men of the group.
Yeah! Hold his hand up for a high five.
He'll high five you.
He gets a small static shock.
So cute. I'm going to die.
Aliens.
So I like to see it as.
What'd you say?
No alien is.
You were saying Hammerfell?
So I'd like to see it as a sign from you on. We are a rather odd group, but we have our similarities. It's just another one.
Solara.
Yes.
Oh no.
Make a wisdom saving.
No. As everyone's talking throughout the early morning breakfast and Brandy's cooking or packing up, you will see, as the hair sort of moves back and forth, you will see a strange coloration on the back of Brandy's neck.
Like... Okay, I'm very curious what it is, but I don't know if it's like a tattoo or something that she doesn't want to talk about in front of everybody. So I just keep an eye on it and try to discern its shape very
Make a
subtly.
perception check.
Perception.
Perceptione.
22.
Ooh.
22.
I see
see
all.
A white sort of hourglass on the back of her neck, almost as if it was drawn in chalk.
I try to, again, subtly look down at myself to see if I have a white hourglass anywhere.
You begin checking. You will see. You have to look around for a bit, doing it subtly, just sort of checking every now and then.
You got ticks.
Actually, not really.
Right tricep, previously hidden by a sleeve. You will see a gear drawn that appears to be in the same style.
Do I notice chalk on any of the others?
With the way they're currently dressed, no.
Hammerfell, head to toe in armor. No, you see armor.
I mean, I could just say it out loud, but I want an excuse to touch Brandy's hair, so I'm gonna get up and, unless she's sitting next to me, I'm gonna, like, brush her hair aside on her shoulder. Brandy, do you know where that came from? I, like, touch the back of her neck with one finger where the hourglass is.
Don't know what you're referring to, so
There's
no.
an image of an hourglass here.
What? She'll try and like
Oh.
turn her head, crane to look at it,
Oh,
but
I think I
obviously
have-
can't because in the back of her neck.
Do I? I think I have minor image.
Oh.
Do I? I have minor illusion.
Do you have a steel mirror?
I will make like a misty image in front of her of what I can see.
Alright, you create it. See the strange white coloration of a hourglass. It's
And-
currently on the back of your neck.
I think. Oh, I'm using my right hand to hold the spell, so I like twist my arm really weirdly. I think I have one too. Does anyone else?
Not new.
Mhm.
These are new.
Don't have that.
Well, I certainly didn't put it there. If I rub at it, will it come off?
Nope.
How did this happen? It's not coming off. Can I press the digitation it off?
Did Reasoning
Nope.
also have the dream last night, or was Reasoning
You
excluded
did.
from? Oh, okay.
Does it seem similar to kind of the art style and like the implement used, like the chalk? Does it look kind of similar?
It looks comparable.
Is
It
it the
doesn't come off with
36th
press the
today?
digitation.
It does not.
Is it the 36th today or the 37th?
It is the 37th.
I
Okay, just
can't
making
get
sure.
it off.
Well, perhaps you have been enchanted somehow. Here, I am going to begin to cast Identify on you to discern if you are affected by any sort of spell.
Alright.
Identify on a person. It just says high-strung,
E.
emotionally
Kinda fucked, huh?
immature.
Kind of fucked.
It just says daddy issues.
Gay.
You feel
Gay. It's a gay and daddy issues.
almost like a warmth begins to emanate from Harfell's armored fist as he places it upon you. And after, are you taking a ritual or are you just casting it?
We got a whole day ahead of us. I'll do it ritually.
All right. After 11 minutes,
He just got his hand like sitting on Solera's arm for 11 minutes. Well, do I know
Yeah.
what he's doing? Can I tell which spell he's like the?
Yeah. He has a pearl and is using it to gesture in the air. Right. You've seen him do this on objects before.
Okay.
Brandy do it.
Yeah. I think that you've cast. Have you cast it?
Yeah. Brandy's cast it quite a bit actually.
Mm-hmm. Yeah,
They
yeah.
cast it in the same way.
You know that it. Yeah,
It's fundamentally different.
yeah. It's seems like that this spell was created in some particular way, and that's how it works, regardless of who is casting it.
And what do your elf eye, your armor eyes?
there's no spells affecting Solira.
Alright, well, that rules that out. It appears to not be.
Then why
Sort of
won't it come
spell?
off?
Well, there are other things besides. Oh, mundane magics.
Is it a tattoo?
No, I don't know where I would have gotten a tattoo out here. Never mind that I've never intended to get one.
Oh, does the gear, the cog, does that mean anything to you?
No,
Reasoning will go behind a tree
as
and just
Clockwork Souls.
hand his different articles of clothing to his telekinetic hands as he'll try to see if he has one on him
As-
anywhere.
as a child, I had a toy puzzle where you could turn wooden gears, but
Brandy, does a
I
hourglass?
stopped playing with it long ago. Aelin would probably know that she absolutely didn't, and she still fiddles with it. Or at least before he died, she did.
Reasoning.
It's called a fidget cube.
On your
So there
right
needs a
thigh,
fidget cube.
you will see
A right thigh. Oh boy.
you will see the drawn in chalk in the same style as those earlier. You will see what appears to be a very basic looking tree made up of 5 lines. A horizontal line from which extends a straight vertical line. Off of that is 3 diagonal lines, one extending to the left and 2 extending to the right.
What's
You can draw it
Hangman?
on like the map in the middle of the Daedric Ocean.
Sure.
Dradic Ocean.
The Daedric Ocean. Yeah,
Daedric
this is
Ocean.
Skyrim now.
This is literally the Daedric. Right?
Someone was just playing a game of Hangman on your thigh. Don't worry about it. It's fine.
Reasoning just goes. you just hear shuffling from behind a tree, and then he just goes, ah! Then runs out in his skivvies. It's on my leg!
Despite the fact that she's seen Cynian do this a lot at the Hendricks house, she still looks weirded out. It's vaguely uncomfortable.
Just like points to his thigh where the tree is. He's like, I just don't like.
Does it hurt?
Aelin,
Nope.
Aelin, Hammerfell, best you inspect yourselves. And
Right.
Reason he goes back behind the tree to get redressed.
Aylin's gonna go behind a couple of trees as well.
Solera keeps trying to, like, rub at the
Take off my
mark.
collar.
Does it feel... Does the texture of my skin, where it is, feel any different?
Nope. Even, like, also, as you go, rub your hand across it, it's almost as if it's, like, between layers of your skin. It's not exactly on the surface.
Weird.
Hammerfell.
Yeah?
You see, on the crook of your left arm, there is a single dot, and then 3 curved lines that originate outward from that dot in a strange, sort of semicircular shape. I'll draw this.
Yeah, that'd be good.
Draw all of our symbols. Oh,
Dude,
oh,
I
it's,
got
you
full
have
bars,
Wi-Fi.
baby. Let's
You got
go.
Wi-Fi. Let's go.
That one is Hammerfell, so let me draw.
oh, and radiating in that pattern. I was imagining them like radiating and circling. So
Rotating.
I was literally
the Sharingan.
I was literally just imagining the Sharingan eye.
It's the radio!
And,
He's destined to invent the radio.
That's Wi-Fi, but, you know.
Hammerfell great and good.
I imagine you all can imagine an hourglass, but there you go.
Nice.
Does it not have sand in the middle of it?
It does not.
Oh, okay.
This is the gear. Don't worry about it.
It's a beholder.
Fuck my life. I don't remember what an N looks like.
What does Aelin
Metal
find?
Gear. Metal Gear.
Metal Gear.
Aelin, most of his clothes have been put back on, except for you can see the armor is left off the top armor that would cover the upper body, and he has pulled his shirt up to show on his shoulder, facing to his side, is a 3-peaked mountain. A very simple depiction, drawn in the same style.
It's on his shoulder?
Show us, show us, show us.
It is on his shoulder.
It's a mountain range on his right shoulder? Okay. What's everyone's dominant hand, by the way? Does that matter? I'm also just curious.
Oh, right.
For the characters, not for you.
Left.
Right.
Mine's on the
Right.
back of my neck, so it doesn't matter.
Ailen's
Sure.
is right.
Yeah.
Ah,
you knew
good.
that
Brandy's
already.
Brandy's the only lefty.
Is it like exactly in the middle of her neck, or is it like off to the side?
It's pretty much exactly in the center.
It's like where the pithing needle would go.
Wait, that's not Hammerfell's, is it? Hammerfell didn't have Wi-Fi.
Yeah, I have
Hammerfell
Wi-Fi.
had Wi-Fi.
Wait, you do have Wi-Fi? Oh, right. It was Solera who had
She's got the gear.
The gear.
Solaris Metal Gear.
I guess
Solaris Metal Gear.
Solera would probably ask that question.
I'm gonna redraw
Just
this one.
looking for clues. You're left-handed?
Yes, I thought you would have noticed that by watching me cook. But
You use both hands to cook.
Can't believe you
I
didn't pay
suppose that's
attention.
true. But does anyone have any ideas what if any of these symbols have significance to you, or how they could apply to others?
No,
Might
No?
Might I?
Are you asking me?
Yes, God.
All right. Go ahead and make a
Arcana.
Yeah.
Or psionics check.
I don't suppose this means anything to me. It's just
16
image.
doesn't seem to mean anything to you.
No.
Solera still has her left hand on her right tricep, like covering it up and prodding at the mark.
Now I just feel like it'll itch. Now that I know that it's there.
Well, now mine itches.
I'll check Chris O'Calla. Does he have one?
He does not.
Oh.
You're
Does
saying
Francis have one? Yeah.
he's got one
Francis does
right
not
on
have
his.
one.
Okay.
He's got one right on his. You feel me?
It's a cutie mark, like in My Little Pony.
Exactly. Sure.
That's as good as we're
We'll say
getting on the
that.
gear.
That's not bad.
Yes, good gear.
So it looks like it's
And then I
chalk.
die.
Like, is it like uneven like chalk? Like when you put it on cement, it has holes in the pigment?
Or are they? Okay.
Yeah.
I was about to, like, or are they like?
It's like chalk, but a tattoo.
Yeah.
Well, maybe it had something to do with that dream I had last night.
Oh, you had a dream?
Did you have a dream you were getting a tattoo, or?
Maybe it was. I was laying down and I couldn't move, and someone drew something, and then I woke up.
A bunch of different kinds of chalks on their hands, right?
Reasoning nods. How'd you know it was chalk?
I had the same.
Likewise.
Yeah.
Well, that's probably not a coincidence.
No, might it
Hope
have
not.
something to do with the ruins we're nearby?
I hadn't thought of that.
Maybe. Maybe we can go explore.
The symbol.
That was the
What was the
intent.
symbol? It's in notes, right?
I believe it was pasted in notes, yes. It is there, yeah.
Yeah, it looks nothing like our funny chalk symbols. It's too complex.
I'm in the wrong server. That's why these.
Oh, I have it still.
Aren't looking right.
It's this symbol,
Yeah.
as a reminder.
Yeah. That doesn't look anything like any of our symbols, other than maybe mine with an hourglass. But that's
I could see it as a gear.
Either way, I think are pretty big stretches of looking like any of ours.
Mm.
Yeah.
Well, might as well get on the road.
Yes, I suppose.
Well, on the road, we're already here.
I will mention that I consulted Jorn last night through a new ritual that I can perform that allows me to communicate with him. And
You can speak to a god?
well, sort of, through minor means. Ask him small questions and he will answer to the best of his ability. But,
How small?
well...
What did you ask?
I was thinking last night, I just had a hunch that the tree that we saw on the road, it was quite the strange sight. We could not make sense of it. However, we were looking for something related to trees and natures, and that is this halberd right here. It seems to have some connection. It must have housed a dryad in the past, I think we figured out. And Bjorn seemed to think that it has some strong connection. So that is an avenue that we should investigate at some point, but we do not have to investigate it now. It is a few hours' walk.
All right.
Well, I can't imagine that has. Although it is interesting, I don't mean to be dismissive. It does not sound like it has anything to do with these strange symbols. Though, certainly on the way back, we can investigate.
Yes, of course.
I don't think we'll learn anything about these markings on us here, so let's continue and hope we either get what we came for or learn about these markings. Maybe they're one and the same, maybe they're not.
I thought you were going to say die trying.
No, let's avoid that.
I glance at
Yeah.
Aelin, despite myself, and then look back to everybody else.
Evan gives you a quizzical look before he realizes. Oh,
Yeah.
Oh,
It'll be bad
I'm
to
the
die.
die trying.
It'll be bad to die.
No, she was thinking about it in general, and then she was like, "Oh yeah, Aelin died last night."
I just died. I just died in your arms last night. I get copyright stricken now.
Yeah, it was weird.
So I sing stuff a cappella on the stream all the time. I think it's fine. As long as you
That
have your
was-
own instrumental.
that was like
accompanying
9.
If you have one.
Well, the upload, Isaac. Anyway. Shall we get going?
Yes, of course. Onward.
Reasoning goes about making sure Boulder is taken care of, and the Boulder, and is all neat and stuff, and then just keeps as he's like brushing Boulder, he just starts floating upwards. He's like
All right.
5 inches off the ground, and then looks down.
Oh, we've seen him float before, haven't we?
Yesterday, but this seems effortless and doesn't have lightning attached to it. That's new?
Oh.
You haven't been able to do that before?
This is different. He like tries to walk in place and just like doesn't move. He then
Sometimes
starts acting
with-
like when like you grab a me in the character creator, he just starts like flailing, trying to make himself move.
Has this not happened before? Sometimes new spells just show up, especially if you're self-taught.
Yeah, I guess. And he'll eventually figure out and but he'll just stay floating.
Hey, then you should tell them about the day you
He's a
first
floaty
figured
boy.
out how to fly.
when I was training with father, and he suddenly shoved me from behind and it began falling, and then I sort of just had to learn how to do it on the spot.
I thought it was...
Wasn't the worst day of training.
He didn't start with the tower, did he?
No, just the ledge in the training room.
Like a mother bird
I was thinking about...
pushing its babies out of the nest and shouting, "Fly, bitch!"
I was...
And if you land, you'll survive, probably. Hopefully.
I was thinking about the day you were walking on the ceiling. But that makes sense that was the first
That's
time.
a little bit. It's a little bit different. That is kind of a different thing. Not exactly flying.
I didn't know it was different. I suppose I wouldn't.
Fair.
Never. Well, when I was a bird.
What?
I told you about that spell that I figured out how to transform into different creatures. I haven't used it very much.
Oh,
It's
right.
sort of awkward,
I
but it's
assume.
useful. You
So
would have seen it.
Quite
Didn't
the
you?
sight.
That was. Never mind.
Oh yeah, you used it in the fight.
Never mind.
That's right.
Flying. Very versatile.
Only the bit
I
here
always wished I could do
could
it.
have been a rat. SMH.
I kept trying to transform Aelin into one during that other fight too. Flying is very versatile. I was always envious.
I could let you fly.
What do you mean? Can you bring other people into the air?
Mm-hmm.
Oh, that might be fun. Where did you learn to do it?
It'll be helpful.
Do you have the same
Just kind of
storm magic
figured
that
it out.
Aelin does?
Mine's not storms. I just I'm not sure.
I understand that. It was funny. Aelin and Father always seemed to have the lightning and the air and weather, all those things, but I didn't have quite so specific a theme, so I can relate to the
Mine's
feeling.
mainly moving things and making things be fried. So
Lightning? Fried. I suppose that is one way of describing it. So, these ruins. What exactly are we looking for?
Looking around. There's a big chasm. We could look in the chasm.
Do we know what we're looking for? Like, I know that this is to at some point help us take back the kingdom, but he really didn't say much about how to do this, did he? I suppose he probably didn't know himself.
Well, if we don't know what we're looking for, I guess we can look at all the things. Might as well start in one building and keep going.
That creature with the lightning. If Father also had skill with lightning magic, you don't think that he might have sent it after us? Do you? Do any of you?
No, they're kind of around here.
Yeah, that seems a little bit more of a natural phenomenon.
As natural as a lizard alligator that spits lightning is, yeah.
As natural
I had to
as that
scare
can
off some
be.
of their babies. Had to scare off some of their babies once. Or twice.
Are they the same creatures on whatever this island the Isan Isle? I know there are
I'm not sure.
reptiles, dangerous ones there.
Could find out eventually, but I don't know where that is.
You don't know. It's actually just off the southwest coast. Farther north than Restitution. It's off the coast of, more off the coast of Parison, but
Okay.
it's not terribly far considering things.
Let's look in here. I'll just go to whatever building is close by and look inside.
Alright.
Reason's like, does she do this all the time? Shut up.
No, he's exploring. We're exploring.
Alright.
I'm keeping an eye out for any dangers in the area.
I'll help Reasoning explore. I want to get to know him a little better so I can decide whether I want to tell him our names.
Alright.
Randy is sticking to
choice.
saliva like glue.
Literally.
I'm flying half a foot off the ground. I'm like a wizard on a broom, or a witch on a broom,
Alright.
but it's a staff.
You said you're self-taught. When did you start that?
Only kind of came into it, maybe 6-ish, 7, 8 years ago, I think.
8 years ago?
That's when I,
That's quick progress.
he just stops talking.
Hammerville, make a perception check.
I'm good at those.
I'm
And
sorry, is that
advantage.
good?
He just looks
That's a
forward and
sensitive subject?
just keeps looking. He seems to be ignoring.
I look at Brandy like, did I do something wrong?
Plus
Ooh,
Plus,
19.
solid.
you won't guide me.
Randy's gonna just kind
What
of
does
like
it
walk
smell
over
like?
and grab Reasoney's shoulder.
Give me a sec, Hammerville.
Is Brandy gonna threaten everyone who makes Solera like
Threaten
any
him.
upset in any way?
No,
You
she's
like,
not
how do you
threatening him.
like? How are you grabbing his shoulder? Like, are you like trying to stop him from going forward, or just like a hey, look at me kind of grab?
Like a hey, what's up kind of grab, where you kind of like turn the shoulder to look at the person kind of deal.
Mm-hmm. He just you get as you like put your hand on his shoulder, you get a static shock, and he just looks. He like turns to look at you real fast, and just his eyes seem a little unfocused, as if he's like looking past you, but his face is expressionless, and he is a little.
Does this seem like when
Is-
Solera dissociates? Like he's anxious
Probably.
about something?
Yeah.
Yeah, there, Reasoney.
He just comes back around and just keeps looking around.
You know, if you're trying to be friendly with us, ignoring us and being a rude little shit isn't exactly helpful.
Do I hear this?
You're right there, so yeah.
Brandy?
Shocked me for trying to stop him.
Reasoning?
Not keen on rather flippant displays of, well, to be frank,
Just
violence.
happens.
We'll control it.
Brandy, he
Touch
didn't.
me.
Are you hurt? Let me see.
It's just like an electric pop.
I
Like, as if it was like a static shock. It's not nothing. Literally nothing.
still take her hand to look at it.
Oh, of course you do.
You want to be
Does it
rude?
hurt?
You want to be rude? That's fine. I'm leaving. Now, I give Solera
Randy.
a look and I walk away because, nope, she's not having any of this.
He just mutters to himself in Goblin repeatedly. And just goes about looking around.
I'm. Solera freezes in place, and now she's kind of dissociating too. She just follows Reasoney though.
Brandy.
Keeps. I'll assist with looking.
Yeah,
I-
I'll say Brandy is visibly not in a good mood.
I will follow you wherever you walk off to. Brandy, these are uncertain lands. We should stick together. Do not want to wander off, run into trouble.
Well, I don't trust that fucker.
That's quite rude, but I do not know. He is an interesting fellow, but seems honest enough. Seems to be haunted by a few things, but aren't we all?
She's not usually like this.
Okay.
She won't hurt you.
I don't like being touched.
That's all right. You don't.
Then rises like a couple more. Rises about like 3 feet up, so it can be out of easy reach.
I was unused to it at first myself.
Just don't like it.
I'm sorry. We can let the others know that that's not something you're comfortable with.
Just slowly nods.
Let's see if we can find more of that symbol.
He just kind of blinks a couple times and then just nods his head and makes a small smile and says, "Yeah, let's go."
While we look, Celira is going to ramble about, like, meaningless but generally pleasant things.
Reason he probably, as opposed to signing and being like, "Ugh, can you shut up?" Reason actually talked back and seems to enjoy talking about nothing a lot.
Aww.
Though he seems to have like though he sort of has like a sort of childishness about it. Some of his opinions and stuff.
Oh, she will happily have a discussion with him and probably go off on mostly tangents about history.
That's cool. Oh, he would love history.
Just for the sake of knowing, they're in a group of about 3 different buildings looking through right now. All fall into ruin, of course. I imagine, I don't know how far Hammerfell and Brandy went.
That's all up to Brandy. I'm trying to keep everyone together.
We can just be in like the next building over.
All right, sounds
the
good.
next closest building.
We're investigating a building.
Right. Can make investigation checks as you continue doing roleplay, Shy.
Do I have advantage because she's helping?
I am indeed helping.
Yes.
Let's go.
And whoever would like advantage in the Brandy and Hammerfell group may have it as well.
I will give that to you. My intelligence is not very good.
Aelin will cast
Mine is
guidance on
not
your
either.
receiver.
Oh, guidance.
I will cast
Even
guidance
better.
on you, Brandy.
Alright.
19.
I'm gonna do this advantage first.
And if it's stonework, oh wait, no, I don't recognize this stone, so it doesn't really
Let's go.
get any benefit, right?
22.
22. Alright. Reasoning.
Oh boy.
As you are looking around, you eventually happen upon what appears to be a design of chest you've never seen before. It appears to be locked, but the lock is rusted, and the chest appears water damaged, as if it has been underwater for several years. Brandy, you find a sundered desk that is likewise the same. You see many books in there look as if water has torn away at the pages, leaving most of them illegible. You do, however, find within there a date that is listed at the top right of one of the pages, and it is 1222 DC.
1222 DC.
Yes.
I'll ask Hammerfell if that's a date that seems in any way significant, because it would probably not be to Brandy.
What was the date?
1222 DC?
No, I my apologies. It was a year date. It was 1222 DC.
Okay.
that seem relevant to me in any way?
It does not.
How long ago was that compared to today? I don't remember the fucking date.
Well, currently
Is
it's
the World Timekeeper up to date?
yes, the calendar in there, the Exeldorian calendar.
Yes.
It is currently 144.
P&W.
Yeah.
Yes.
P&W.
Ooh,
Post New World.
long ago. Alright. No, I don't recall anything about that. So a long time ago. Very long time.
Yeah, and even through knowings of history of the era before PNW, that was NE.
Oh. So this is way the fuck back.
Or in the future.
Could be future. Or it could just be an alternative
Timekeeping, yeah. It was actually last week.
They just got hit really hard by a flood.
Yeah. Can't tell, it actually says... that's the start of the sentence, and it says, the water is coming in.
I'll start investigating very delicately the drawers of the desk to see if there's anything in it.
All right. Actually, make a sleight of hand check for me.
I was just gonna use I was gonna cast telekinesis to rip the chest open.
You can do that.
Expertise, baby. 18.
18. Yeah, you are able. Jesus, on a roll of a 5. That's really good.
That's expertise for you.
Awesome.
It has not come up, but yes, that's my other expertise.
She's real good with her hands. Smile.
You were able to gently pull
Yeah,
open.
it's from gambling, you pervert.
In
God.
cooking.
Oh boy. You pull open many of the drawers. Many of them appear to be empty. However, within one, pulling open ever so gently, you see another book in there that has appeared to be extremely waterboarded, filled with water, and has since dried out, but seems very fragile. You are able to pick up the book if you like.
Yes, very delicately.
Make a deck save.
Make a con save. No, you
Make a book
pick up the
save.
book, and as you pick it up, it feels as though flipping through it in a traditional manner might not be the best way to go about it. Feels like if you touch any of the paper, like even as you just like do like a sort of test of just like very gently touching the outside edge of the paper that is opposite the binder, a piece of it, a single piece of a top corner like sort of falls, and as it hits the ground it just disintegrates.
That is quite old.
Let me see. Would I know if identify would let me know the contents of the book without it damaging it, or did I know that?
You know it,
ineffective.
it would be ineffective. Identify tends to be for magical effects.
Well, definitely want to ask Solara about that date and see what she might be able to gather from this. And I hold it. I cast a mage hand to just like hold it flat on the palm of the mage hand
All right.
to prevent holding the bindings or anything.
Sort of like a serving tray, just
Yeah,
very nice.
our resident history expert should take a look at
Yes.
these, what the date might mean or what these documents might hold.
Meanwhile, in
Reasoning, what are you doing?
I'm going to cast telekinesis. It's like I found a chest. I'm going to cast telekinesis and rip it open.
Initially cheerful scene and palette because the painting looks very reminiscent of those of spring. It's actually a lament for the loss of truly uncontrolled nature, and the roots lying in straight lines at the bottom represent the idea that even gardens are an attempt to control nature. She's just like rambling while he does this, so feel free to interrupt. And therefore,
I found a chest, Lyra.
Oh,
Like a treasure chest. It's kind of
what happened
broken,
to it?
but I think I can get it open. And his hat will begin to like move in an unseen wind, and his cloak will billow slightly, and he'll just hold his hands like
Wait,
like
are
he's
you setting it?
trying to rip open a book and just then
Reasoning.
rip it.
All right.
Telekinesis.
Yeah.
1,000 pounds 2 ways.
Yeah.
Go.
Is it
Absolutely.
far enough
He's-
away from us that if it's trapped, it's not going to hit us?
He'll do it he'll be like 15 feet away. You know.
All right. Easy enough. You pull it apart, and it just easily. It took way less than the maximum power you're able to output, and you see
Explodes.
you see as several papers fall to the ground and just disperse into a cloud.
Oh.
However,
That was
following
just
it
paper.
is a something shining in metal that falls into the ground and seems to be in decent condition.
Pick it up with telekinesis and look at it.
Right? Appears to be an amulet. It is.
I'm playing Dungeons and Dragons. Someone just asked me if I was working on a science experiment.
It's a very cool science experiment called being a nerd in public.
It's a cool science
I mean, you-
How many
experiment called
people question your sanity?
My friends and I make
It's
believe that we can do magic.
Power of friendship.
Smile. Power of
It
friendship.
is a silvery chain that connects to a what appears to be a locket at first glance, but is completely sealed. And there is a depiction of what appears to be. You'd be able to tell easily enough that they're herbs, some form of plant life. And
Plant
as you
life.
touch it, there's a little bit of magic that immediately radiates off it within your hat,
it's magic.
even within the mage hand.
Mage hand, no, this is telekinesis, the 5th level spell.
Even within the telekinesis hand. You know, it's the same spell.
So it's like the same thing, but with fundamental differences. He'll hand it over telekinetically, just like load it over to her and say like, "Oh, it's a necklace with plants on it. You were just talking about plants."
Yes, a painting of plants. That's true.
Yeah.
Does it seem
I think
magical?
it has magic.
Or poisonous
It
or
does.
dangerous? It does seem magical.
It
Can I
seems
roll
magical.
Arcana to see how?
Sure, make an Arcana check.
Yay! 11.
Ooh. Any help from reasoning?
24.
And now I got a 26.
Okay. Well, reasoning is rolling his own Arcana check, so.
Mm-hmm.
Reasoning, as you look at it, you can see that a lot of the herbs on the front are those that were used, or are still used in some things today, reagents of health. Herbs that are used to keep sickness at bay, and herbs that help one once they fall under the effects of illness. And as you sort of try and form any form of connection with it, you feel as though this would be good for not only keeping sickness at bay, but would improve your health in general.
General.
General health.
Interesting.
Would you want it, Celira?
I might as well wear it. Unless you want it.
I've not had any magic of my own, other than Chris. He like pulls. Chris just like floats up from behind his shoulder and sits on his shoulder.
Well, then, you should... Perhaps you should wear it and see how it works for you.
Sure. And
You're-
if I think one of you would like it, I can give it to you.
Precisely. We all work together.
Mhm.
Your
I will.
doll, Chris, you
Mhm.
said? You talked to him?
Yeah,
Her?
we're best friends.
Do you hear him talk back?
Mm-hmm.
In
He's
your
kind of shy
mind?
about it, though.
I
Mhm.
can imagine.
As he says, he's like a little shy about it. He'll float, and his hat will pick up, and he'll sit on top of Reese's head, and then the hat will cover Chris.
Well, if he ever wants a change of scenery, he's welcome to. I don't have a hat, but
He thinks you're nice.
well, I'm quite glad to hear that.
Mm-hmm.
Anyway,
Was kind of scared before, but I think
What?
I'm getting over it a little bit.
what were you scared of? Because you thought Brandy was.
Yes, and I just I don't know.
I mean, it's perfectly natural to be nervous, especially around new people. I am
Mm-hmm.
the same way, if I'm honest.
Mm-hmm.
But
Well,
most of the time,
I don't know
everyone
if
is-
there's anything in these papers. Oh,
I was just going to say that most of the time, everyone here has been exceptionally patient and quite lovely.
mm-hmm.
So, for what it's worth, I hope you feel comfortable.
Except
soon.
Brandy, she said mean things.
I don't know what's gotten into her. She's normally not like that at all, and I'm sorry that you bore that.
It's okay. But there's these papers. I don't know if there's
Yes.
any of them. It just kind of looks like dust. Dust and
If
dirt.
I look at the papers, are they written on?
Well, the papers have all crumbled to dust
Oh.
after they fell out of the chest.
I'm gonna examine the chest itself then. Is there anything on it, like written or carved?
I'll put
Nothing
the necklace on.
written, no carvings. There.
Was it a stone chest?
It was a metal, or it was a
Oh.
wooden chest that
Okay.
was reinforced with it's silver and metal, but it appears
Okay.
to have been heavily water damaged,
Mm-hmm.
as does the paper, apparently.
I mean, paper can be pretty water damaged.
Put on the necklace. It looks dope. It requires attunement.
Okay. I'll wear it for an hour and figure. It's a Voldemort's Horcrux and
Yeah.
starts to drown you.
I think that quite suits you,
Alright.
Reesney.
He just gives a big sharp tooth grin.
Aw. Made him smile, mission accomplished.
He actually smiles like pretty wide with his and shows his teeth. He's got very perfectly white teeth, and though some of them look like they were pointed, but had perhaps been filed down to be less pointy.
Interesting.
Except his incisors. Except his incisors. He's got little fang. He's a little fanged goblin boy. Oh hi, hey Hammerfell. What did you guys find?
Oh, hello, Disney. We found old documents from quite a while ago. It's a lot
Yeah.
of
Documents?
We found a lot of dust.
Oh, there were documents in that chest, but they crumbled. May I see?
I delicately float the hand over to Saliva holding the book. And another book we have found read a date 12/22 DC. Is that something you familiar with?
Am I?
Go ahead and roll a very, very hefty history check.
I will give you guidance.
Could I as well, or
Guidance?
no?
You can help?
Yes.
Reasoning due to the fact that you haven't
Oh, right.
been to schooling.
True. Okay.
Probably not.
Because I'm proficient in history, can I help her with this?
You can help.
Okay.
I'm proficient
And
too.
guidance? Okay.
I'll say that
Rolling.
Hammerfell, you can't help and give guidance. You give guidance, and then reasoning will help.
All right.
Yeah, so, 23
Okay, well,
still.
that's a 23.
It's- I think you said it was very high. I don't think that's high
Yeah.
enough.
How
though.
how hefty? How
23 is
hefty?
not enough.
Ooh,
enough.
25 again?
Yeah.
It's hard.
Ooh.
Maybe even a 30.
Can I tell the language the documents are in?
Well, you haven't read through the documents.
That was
Oh,
just
okay.
that was just the check if do you know what 1222 DC is?
Oh, okay. Then I will look through the documents for clues, and well, if I
Nothing
can read
comes
them.
to mind for me.
I'm assuming Brandy warns you to be gentle.
Yes.
Oh, yeah, no, I know how to handle historical books. I'm sure they covered that in classes.
Alright.
You have
Real
special
quick.
gloves. You have special gloves for it.
Yes,
even.
let's hear real quick, Brandy.
Really quick. Out of character.
Mhm.
Did the demon who sent us here, did he not refer to these people as like an ancient people?
Yes.
He did.
Good point.
I look at the chest you two, I assume, are still standing by.
As it's broken in half, yeah.
Are
I ripped its lid off, and then it's exploded into dust. Yeah.
Reason you just like Captain America that thing.
you
Yeah. I tore that lug in half.
do
He
the
split Robin's arrow in
buildings
twain.
we're standing in also show signs of water damage?
I believe they're stone, and it's real
They,
old.
they are stone. It is very difficult to tell. I'll say go ahead and make just a intelligence check, and I don't know if you're telling anyone else about this.
Eleven.
It's very difficult to tell. They have been damaged by some source over the years, though it's kind of hard to tell whether that source is natural, unnatural, whether it was buffeted by heavy winds, whether it could be water damage.
Could be like ground eroding it.
Age. Well, you two look at those documents. Hammerfell want me to help me. Hammerfell Alien want me to help me investigate that third building and see if there's any other information we can garner.
Yes, of course.
Right,
Am I
sounds good.
staying here to work on these then?
I'll stay with
Yeah, Rizney, take a look after her. Lara, I know you know how to handle documents like that, so you're the one who's probably best equipped to try and decipher them.
Yes, just be
Alright.
very careful with them. I'll give you guidance as we walk away.
I'll look over her shoulder as she handles the documents.
Here, it's easier if you
How?
just use magic.
Mhm.
The mage hand
Let's both
doesn't do
like-
the same damage that one's fingers would. Because I didn't know this, but your skin actually produces very small amounts of oil that can damage materials, especially if they're very old. So we were always supposed
Reasoning
to use that spell if we could.
Reasoning learns. His intelligence increases by 1. No.
Knowledge has been gained.
I can acknowledge on you.
So this third building, the smallest of all, Hammerfell, with your 19 perception check, as you approach the building, it's not a lot of noise, however, there does appear to be, this whole area is covered in lots of different kinds of grass, moss in the more open areas, and you can see a bed of moss inside this building that appears to be slowly moving up and down.
I will hold my hammer and my shield out to stop Aelin and Brandy from walking further. Be careful. Look up there. I'll point up to it.
You can see this large space that is taken up. Underneath the moss, there appears to be something that grows and shrinks. Grows and shrinks.
Huh. So it's like another thing that's underneath the moss?
That's what it appears to be.
Is it directly in the path of the building, or is it inside of it?
It is inside the building. In the back corner from where you're viewing this from.
Anything else in this building or room, or is it just this weird thing?
You can see that there is, on the opposite side, there is what appears to be a doorway to another room that has no door. However, you do see another way you can access it. It's difficult to tell what's in there unless you go into the room itself.
Mm-hmm.
But if you'd like, you could go around and look into it.
Enter the room with a pulsating mass. Nothing
How
bad
big
could
is
happen.
this pulsating mass?
It appears to be about somewhere between 12 and 16 feet across.
Oh shit, it's big.
Is the doorway we can get to on the side closest to it, or is it the side opposite it?
Here. Let me put you guys on the map.
A map! I see!
Uh-oh.
Approach the pulsating mass.
that's a lot
He's the
of
DM and can be
words.
trusted with your choice in doing so unbiasedly.
So, let me know when it loads in for all of you.
Hey,
It's there!
Yeah, I see it.
Where are we?
Alright. So,
Cool map.
you all,
Look at that.
or Reesney, and the space that was explored by Hammerfell and Brandy is down here.
Mm-hmm.
The space that was explored by Reesney and Salira is up here.
Okay.
And this is the building where in this corner there appears to be like somewhere in
not mean to
this
do that.
area seems to be the large mass. And then-
Okay.
or this area. And then back here is the room that you cannot quite see into. At least you can't see anything beyond the rising and lowering, which extends upward. You can see that, like, the top corners of where this would be a doorway, but you cannot see into the room due to the mass that is in the way.
Hammerfell, you keep an eye on that thing. And I'll get myself into that room without disturbing it. But she's just gonna calmly exhale and vanish into a shower of white and gold mist as she misty steps.
Fancy.
And I teleport 30 feet into the room.
Alright, so far. Within the room, you...
Is mine.
At this point, you can hear, being this close, and Hammerfell, if you truly are that close,
Yeah, I'm not sure where we would have stopped.
this is where...
That's like okay. Yeah, we. Probably on here. Also, I don't know if this is too late, but before Brandy leaves, I want to touch your shoulder and give you warding bond.
That's fine. You're able to hear breathing that is coming from the direction of this mass that is slowly growing and shrinking in size. Within this room, as you take a quick look around, go ahead and make an investigation check.
Salira, join me in the room.
Hey, investigation.
We're reading, buddies.
No bonuses.
Reading buddies. Wait.
I mean, you got a
Room?
jack of all trades?
I do.
We're over here.
Oh, okay. Didn't know that was us.
I'm gonna
Yes.
real quick spend a a slot on enhance ability intelligence to give myself advantage on this.
Alright. Sounds good.
Why is your token a little too big for the grid?
I don't know.
And -2.
Let's go.
Natural 20 for a 22. I didn't even need the advantage, but it's okay.
Awesome. So, you begin looking around. It doesn't appear as though there's anything in here. You look in here, you're kind of under stress. However, you do see in the back corner, covered by a heavy layer of moss and grass, you can see around a metallic lockbox of sorts. It is about a foot tall and a foot and a half across and 7 inches.
Is it separate moss, or is it the moss from the other
It is
room
separate moss.
continued?
It
Okay.
is right here.
I pull out a dagger and try to gently free as much of the moss from this as I can before trying to open it.
Go ahead and make a sleight of hand check. Just to make sure no blinky clinks.
There's a 32.
Yeah.
32!
Expertly. You are able to cut away the moss underneath it and then shoot from all sides and grab the lockbox and return the moss as if it had never been misplaced.
And I move it to an easy spot, and then I try and open it.
Alright. It is currently locked.
How delicate does this lock look?
As you look at it, it's not like a keyhole, there's just like a slot. Seems fairly rudimentary. By the way, I should probably mention that aspects of this appear heavily rusted.
This is fun. We're definitely not gonna die. Oh man, everyone who can cast Revivify is there.
Yeah, don't worry about it.
I'm worried.
Does this thing seem to be reacting to Brandy's presence at all? Or is
It's not.
still just sleeping? Alright. And we didn't have to make a stealth check, did we? Mine's real bad. Alright.
I'm just seeing if there's anything I have magic-wise.
Why do you need 2 horses?
It's Boulder. He's also there.
It's Boulder!
Boulder's with
The
us.
boulder.
Can't you read chat? SMH.
I figured they're just kind of hanging out in the middle.
There.
Horse buddies. I'm so glad Francis has a friend of his own species now.
Yeah.
Now would be a great time to use knock.
Yeah,
That's what I was
for some
thinking.
reason I thought Forlocks got that, but I don't think they
Aelin
do.
has it. He's cast it before.
I will now. Wait, does knock?
Knock is loud.
That's what I was worried about.
Yeah. Knock is loud.
As far away as 300 feet.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Fuck.
Knock is fucking loud.
There's a big boom. You're knocking
I'm
on
gonna reach
everyone's door.
I'm gonna reach into my bag
Alright.
and pull out one of my daggers
Alright.
and try and pick the lock with the dagger.
Yes.
Sleight
Just
of
stab
hand
it with a
check
knife and it'll
disadvantage.
open.
At disadvantage.
Yeah, that's
The worst you can get is a 14. Smile.
true.
Wasn't Aelin with Brandy
Hold on.
and Hammerfell and not with us? I
I
believe.
believe Aiden was with you guys because he.
I thought
guidance
Brandy
on
specifically
Florida.
asked. I thought Brandy specifically
Oh
asked
yeah, yeah,
for.
yeah. Flipego.
Yes.
Yeah. In the room with them. Yes.
22.
22. Yeah. More than enough.
With disadvantage. 22. You
Sort
know.
of just stick the dagger in and begin turning, trying to feel for tumblers, doing it in a very rudimentary way, and then you just hear a snap, and it feels as though the lock has been broken and is able to be opened now.
I delicately open the top, because I know that these are all old as shit and could contain things that will crumble to dust.
Another scroll crumbles to dust.
You see what appears to be a fairly large journal, but it appears untouched by water.
I was gonna want to take a look at this. Anything else?
Nothing else.
I grab it, and does it feel like sturdy?
It does. It feels incredibly sturdy. There is also the faintest bit of magic coming off of it.
Oh. I'm gonna quickly then, using a spell slot, just identify it real quick.
Alright. It takes a minute.
Yeah.
So, stand there, complete the identification. This is a... I know what it is, but I don't remember. This is an enduring spellbook.
Oh, cool. Yeah, checks out. Does what it does on the tin.
Right. Well, certainly interesting. Still, she probably will be the... Well... Slyra, are you expertise in Arcana? Because we probably actually have a pretty similar score.
I don't know if I'm expert. I'm +8.
Oh.
I'm +10.
Then no, you have a... I forget that I have a +0 intelligence, so... Oh, right, the headband. Right. Yes, so I have a +4, but yes. I will grab that, because I'm sure Slyra wants to take a look at it, and then Misty step back out to Hammerfell.
No, you want to walk. You want to walk this way. You want to save spell slots. Walk specifically into the mass and then to Hammerfell.
I hold up the book. That was a lockbox. This seems to be untouched by whatever happened to these other objects, so I'm sure Slyra will want to take a look at this.
Yes, of course.
Did you ritual cast Identify, or...?
I spell slot.
Oh, okay. I was just curious for time-wise on my spell.
Alright. And that's where we're going to take our break.
Oh, boy.
Please.